Hi, this is needlepointers.com with a video on how to make a t-shirt pillow like these. This is one with Buzz Lightyear, and this is one which is Marie from the Aristocats. I found this idea and some instructions for this project on a website called freeembroiderystuff.com. I'll put a link to that in the description of this video. The first thing you will need to do is to machine embroider the front of a t-shirt. So like this. We have a previously recorded video that explains how to embroider on a t-shirt. So check that video out if you're not sure how to embroider on a t-shirt. The next step is that I need to sew closed the sleeves here, and I'm going to sew close the neckline. Okay, so now we're at the sewing machine, and I've pinned the sleeves, both sides, and I've pinned together the collar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew on this this already top stitch. And don't forget to back stitch. Okay, so I'm going to sew the first sleeve here. I'm going to back stitch at the beginning and at the end. And I'm going to do the other sleeve, but I'll do that off camera and come back after we're done. Okay, so I've sewn the collar and both sleeves closed, so we're good on that. The next step is we're going to put a Velcro closure across the bottom. So I have this Velcro that's sew-on Velcro. You don't want sticky back Velcro. So I'm going to just cut it the width of the t-shirt bottom, and then we want to I want to separate it, and I'm going to pin across the bottom on one side one of the parts of the Velcro, and on the other side the other part. So in a few places, because then we're going to sew this on. Okay, I'm going to pin the other side on, and then I'll be right back. I've pinned the Velcro on both halves of the inside. You see I'm on the inside of the t-shirt, the bottom of the t-shirt. And next I'm just going to sew all around the whole outside edge of the Velcro on each one. You want to make sure you keep the rest of your t-shirt out from underneath your sewing area. And again, you want to match your thread to your t-shirt color or contrasting color if that's your preference, because this is going to show on the outside. Back tack as you go along. Okay, so I sewed on the one bottom like that, and I'll come back after I've sewn the other half of the Velcro. Okay, so I got both pieces of Velcro sewn on, and I'm going to close it up for right now. Okay, so the next step is we need to make a little pillow for the inside of the pillow to hold the stuffing on the inside of the pillow, of this pillow. So what I did here is I just have a piece of muslin, or you can use any kind of cheap, inexpensive fabric that you have, or maybe leftover fabric that you have that you can't use for something else. And the easiest way to make the pillow, the inside pillow, is just lay your t-shirt down on your fabric, and then use a fabric pencil or marker and just trace around the whole thing. I usually fold back the sleeve to where you sewed it, and then I mark a line all the way around the whole thing like that. And then, so now you have a cutting line. So then I'm going to cut out my pillow. Alright, so now I have this cut out, and all I have to do to make the pillow is I'm going to sew seam around the whole outside, and I'm going to leave a small amount open across the bottom in order to have a spot to stuff it, the pillow. Okay, so I'm going to sew around the outside of this pillow, and I'm going to use 5/8. And as you can see, I left a small opening here so that we'll be able to stuff the pillow. The next thing we have to do is clip the corners, turn this, and we'll stuff it. Alright, so I'm going to clip corners. Doesn't have to be perfect, you just want to make sure you don't cut over the line. Okay, so then we open it here, and I can reach inside so we can turn this over around. And I'm just reaching inside so I can push the corners, kind of push the corners out on the sleeves. Alright, so that's the inner pillow. Next we're going to need to stuff it. I just have some polyester fiberfill stuffing here. You can get it at Joann's or pretty much any craft store. And I'm just going to take clumps of it and stuff it into the pillow. And make sure you put a good amount into the sleeves. Now I have the 2 sleeves stuffed. And I'm going to continue stuffing them. And you put in as much stuffing as you feel like it. It depends on how firm you want the pillow to be or how soft you want it to be. Alright, I'll come back when I'm done stuffing the rest of this. Okay, so I finished stuffing my pillow, and now I need to close this little gap here. I'm just going to sew across there with my sewing machine, just across the top, and it'll close it. Because zooming in, you can see I just ran some stitching across here, across the opening to close that up. So the last step I have to do is to put this pillow into the t-shirt. And pull it down over. Push the Velcro close. And the reason we Velcroed the bottom was so that you could take the pillow out and wash the t-shirt part. So that's our t-shirt pillow. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button. Also subscribe to our channel. Visit needlepointers.com for more kids craft projects and other information.